Hi, this is Charles Nagy. I'm up at the Roxbury Museum, the 8-Track Museum, with Big Bucks Burnett, and you're the curator of the 8-Track Museum.
Yes, sir, I am.
Tell me what inspired you to have a museum for 8-tracks.
Well, I've been an avid collector of the 8-tracks since 1988, which coincidentally was the last year of their manufacture. Now, I'm 53, so I should have had tons of 8-tracks growing up, but I bought cassettes instead for some reason. I don't remember why. So 8-track was made from 1965 to 1988. I bought one at a garage sale in 1988 as it was, breathing its last breath. I bought the Beatles' White Album at a garage sale.
Okay.
And I put it on my shelf at home. I thought, oh, what an oddity, old Beatles 8-track. I got the perverse idea of building a complete Beatles 8-track collection. Mm-hmm. Now, this is pre-eBay. So I had to go to thrift sales, flea markets, garage sales, do mail order. And it took 5 years in real time until I had every last Beatles 8-track. Now, that's a dedicated search. Mm-hmm. And in the process of that, as I find a box of 8-tracks for $1, it's like, oh, wait, this box has Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and television. I found out New Wave was on 8-track. And then as I started getting, doubles of Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, I'd put the extra one on sale at my record store thinking nobody's going to buy this, nobody wants 8-tracks anymore, and it would sell. So it just sort of organically morphed into this unexpected phenomenon of me becoming an avid collector and dealer of the 8-track tape. And that journey has brought us to this question and this microphone on this day.
So I got to ask you.
Then please do ask, because I say if you got to do something, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
So where did you get the name Big Bucks from?
Chris and Tina gave it to me.
Did they really?
For my birthday. Yeah. No, a friend named Debbie Patrick and I were eating at McDonald's in Arlington, Texas. We were co-workers in 1980. I'm being very specific here because I believe in full disclosure, because I am running from office. And I don't want there to be any confusion about this in my campaign. I'm running from office. I want people to be completely clear on all my details. I was with Debbie Patrick, Arlington, 1980. Lunch at McDonald's. We got the bill from the cashier. She got out her purse and I said, oh, no, this is on me. And she just looked at me and said, Big Bucks Burnett. And it stuck. I don't remember how it stuck. I was just Big Bucks from that day on.
Yeah, I like that. Where do you want to go with the 8-track museum? What do you see for the future?
England.
Yeah?
Well, if you think about getting one open, under any circumstance in any city is miraculous, as well as totally ridiculous. I mean, if you think of any 3 words in the English language that should have always been kept apart, it's 8, it's track, and it's museum.
Right.
They were kept apart for a reason, but I got them together somehow. So here's what this interview should be about, if I may be frank. May I be frank? But call me Big Bucks.
Actually, I was going to say Big Bucks. Okay. That works for you.
Frank, Big Bucks, Burnett. Here's what the press release this month should have said. Tragically today in Dallas, Texas, Big Bucks Burnett closed his beloved 8-track museum. Now, why would that be the expected news? Because no one expected it to succeed, did they? Mm-hmm. It's a novelty. Sure, it got a lot of publicity, but come on, it's got a short shelf life. Well, it's been open 1.5 years, and now I'm opening one in New York.
Cool.
That's the opposite of how it should have gone. And so now I'm completely delusional. Let's make no mistake. I want my non-voters who are going to keep me from office, because I'm running from office this year. I'm asking everyone to please not vote for me, Big Bucks Burnett. Full disclosure. What was I saying?
There's going to be one opening.
There was a question in there somewhere.
New England.
Thank you.
Well, no, I want to go to England. I mean, if I now see it's created a monster because I just believe I can do anything I want. Oh, well, I got an 8-track museum.
They had 8-tracks in England?
Yes. New Zealand, Australia, Africa. It was a worldwide phenomenon.
Wow.
I've documented over 30 different countries.
I can't wait to get one of those Fairport Convention 8-tracks.
I've got one just for you. But do you see how if I've got one in Dallas, and 1.5 years later we're opening one in New York, why my brain is now convinced I can open one in England. Why not? Or Paris. or somewhere in France. I mean, why not?
I think you should go for England. That would be
And,
great.
and may I tell you why I'm driven to do this, which you may have asked me about, well, a long time ago. It's not about the 8-track. And that's the confusing thing about this, and it's designed to be confusing. I called it the 8-track museum for a reason. If I had called this the history of recorded formats, would you have requested an interview today? Probably not.
Right.
It's the 8-track museum that gets the attention of the press and the public. And it is the crux of our collection, to be fair. But what we're really about, what we're passionate and quite serious about, is promoting every single recorded format of music from the very first in the 1870s, when Mr. Thomas Edison, who used to frequent this neighborhood that we're sitting in, invented our first ever recorded format, which was sold to the public, called the wax cylinder. Then came the 78, the LP, the 45, and then tapes, and on up through the iPod. In my opinion, I've documented over 50 sound formats. Most people can name 5. And I've even found 3 in the last 2 years I never knew to exist, one of which I still don't even know what it is. I mean, this is a very, very rich, complex history of technology. And they're all important. Some of them are ridiculous. You know, if people are laughing at the 8-track, they're not laughing as loud as I am. But I'm laughing all the way to the bank and all the way to Europe, thank you. I'm quite serious about, as everything slides into the virtual digital world, which, you know, I'm going right along with it. I read the New York Times online. I see no reason to let this history be forgotten. And as I started thinking about it, I thought, well, when's somebody going to step up? Surely somebody smarter than me is going to do it, and nobody was doing it. So I got a space and I did it. And, you know, I was the first person to put an 8-track on a white shelf and say, you're now history.
Do you think there's going to be an iPod museum one day?
We've got one in the museum right now.
You have one, but do you think you'll ever have a bunch of iPods or receipts from
Yes,
stuff like that?
we're already familiar with the different models of iPod. The very first model is worth literally thousands of dollars now, and we will get one for the museum. We just don't have one yet. And we're pro digital. We're not like just nostalgic old
vinyl
men. I mean, we are, but we prefer the future. You know, we want to go to the future and get a speeding ticket on the way there.
Well, I want to thank you for opening up the 8-track museum in Roxbury.
Thank you.
It's
My
just
pleasure.
Great for the town, and
It's a beautiful town, by the way.
Yeah, I've been coming up here for 55 years, and I'm really happy to see this place open. So,
Well, thank you, and I hope you will have it to visit for many years to come, and hope you have one in England in a year or two to see if the mood strikes.
if you do, I'm going to England.
All right, I like this guy's attitude. By the way, and I got to say, man, I was not asked to say this. I think Downtown Rockers, the EP, is the best and most important Tom Tom Club release since their debut album in 1981.
Well, any song that mentions the Cramps and the Dolls is okay with me.
And Suicide.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, they got it right. The video's great. This is just what rock and roll needs right now. It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. We've been listening to it for a week. I got the MP3 off of Amazon, and it's just great. I want to get a vinyl today too while I'm at it. So
We'll see to it personally, sir.
okay, thanks, Big Bucks.
Thank you.
Okay.